Welcome to the very first episode of the Big Roy Awesome Podcast. I'm your host, Big Roy. This will be a podcast about the Marvel Strike Force mobile game on Apple and Android. I'm going to have as many different guests as I can, whenever I can on the show. Joining me for the very first one is Cottonmouth. Welcome to the podcast, sir. Why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Hey, everybody. This is Cottonmouth. Not a reference to marijuana. This is a reference to the Luke Cage villain. A shout out to him. I thought he was a great character, so I've been using that as my tag. Right. I live in Los Angeles, and I work in a kitchen to be a sous chef. And my other job is I work in production building a Christmas light show. So there you go.
Sweet. All right. How long have you been playing the game?
I've been playing the game since October 2018, so we're coming up on 2 years.
Oh, very nice. All right. So he reached out to me. He feels very strongly about the current state of PvP in the game. I also think it sucks. So that will be the main topic of the week. We're also going to hit up the news. But if you'd like to help support the podcast, help it grow, there are a few ways you can do that. First off, tell everyone you know, tell your alliance, get the word out, send them to my Discord. If you're not a member of that, also, please join the Big Roy Awesome Discord. You can get it in the chat there and get your on-air questions, which I will be bringing over from Masters of Launch. I love doing that on there, so I'm going to continue on this. So you can ask whatever you want. And if it's not offensive, then I will answer it. I'm going to keep this PG just like I did on the Masters of Launch. So if you have kids listening, then it will be safe for them to hear. So that's how I roll. Another way you can help support me is leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. When it shows up, I'm not sure exactly when it will. We'll have to see. I will let everyone know for sure, either in the next episode or on my Discord when it is available. That will help me out in the ratings. It's absolutely free. And if you leave a 5-star review, I will read that on air each week. And finally, if you want to help financially support the show, you can do that by joining my YouTube members. I've got the membership set up now, starting at $1.99 and up. There's different perks for each thing. You'll get a special Discord role, members-only chat on there. And then the higher levels, you can get stuff like a custom voiceover from either me or Deckard Bane, whichever you choose. And the highest level, you can even suggest a segment on the podcast or a video if you want me to make a certain one about Marvel Strike Force. We can work that out. So just go check that out and subscribe to me if you haven't already while you're there. Speaking of Deckard Bane, he is the most polarizing thing since the RNGC theory. I'm going to keep him locked away until the very end of the show so the people that don't want to hear him don't have to. So hang around until the very end if you're a fan of the Deckard Bane.
So you're going to keep him in the darkness?
Yes, I got him locked away because some people are not big fans of him. So we're going to keep him away from the crowds.
those maniacs. How could they not be?
How dare they? How could you not love good old Deckard? All right, so we're going to move on. I'm also going to keep Red Star Watch when there's something worth talking about. Since we had to open for Dr. Octopus, we'll do that. How did you go on Red Stars?
I wasn't confident I was going to get Dr. Octopus. So I had 55 regular Red Star orbs saved, and I had 19 5 because I've been sitting on them for forever.
Oh, hold on, 19 Elite 5?
Yeah, but I've been really unlike Chewburger, I actually get 6s and 7s. So I've been
fired already.
Hey, Chewburger, wasn't your favorite character Wolverine? Well, guess who's got a 7 red Wolverine?
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I know. He's still level 60, gear tier 10, so don't worry about it. Nice. Yeah, so I wasn't sure I was going to get him, and I held off. But then, lucky, I was listening to your podcast about how you were going to refresh the War Store, and just every single refresh, without me having to refresh it, I got X23. So on the last day, the last minute, I got Dr. Octopus unlocked, and I only had 2 red stars for him. So I went through every single orb except for a few of them, and these are the ones that I pulled. I ended up getting a 5 red Sinister, a 4 red Coulson, a 7 red Wolverine.
Oh, jeez.
And then after a bunch of 2s and 3s, I maxed out at a 4 red Doc Ock. I did not get them from any of the Elite 5s, which was really weird. Yeah.
Now, did you try to change your seed?
I did, and I learned about seed theory through you. So I tried the Rimmon theory, where you spend 300,000 or 400,000 gold to change up your seed. Mm-hmm. Wasn't really working. I tried the drops with the gold orbs in the middle and would go right back to them. Wasn't working. I signed out, signed back in later. Still wasn't working. But then I tried your OG theory, where you claim the raid milestones. And that's when I got into a good seed. And in that good seed period is when I got my Sinister, Coulson. And then I saw the gold, and I was like, oh, this is it. And it was Wolverine. So
it was not the it you wanted.
It was the not it of red stars. So yeah.
But boom, there you go.
How did you end up faring?
ONG, RNG seed theory. OG. I can't even talk. That's not good if I'm going to be carrying a podcast here if I can't talk. OG RNG seed theory for the win. I'll go back and edit all that out so I sound awesome. So I could not get a good seed to save my life. I didn't have tons saved up because I've been opening them as each thing went along. I did get 5 reds, but it was on Electra. I was like, wow, there's very few characters I would want less to get 5 on, but I got that on her. And
how many golds do you have on Electra?
She's 7. But yeah, okay. she's like level 20, so she's not doing anything unless they rework her, which
gotcha.
I don't see that happen many times.
Oh, you mean Electra, not Electro?
Yeah, Electra.
Okay. I love Electro. Electro's not a bad pull.
No, Electra.
Oh, man. My Wolverine is laughing at you now.
Yes, I would take a 7 red Wolverine any day over 7 red Electro. But then, like on my last one, I did pull 4 on Doc Ock. So it's like, okay, that works. Because I also didn't know if I was going to get him. But I did get a good run when I was refreshing twice every time it rolled over on the War Store. And then I pulled 15 X23 from a premium orb. So then I got him with like 2 days to spare. So that was nice. I haven't taken him up yet, but I see that he's been doing pretty good on War Offense. So I'm going to be bringing him up soon. I am kind of like full Horde mode now, though, because we got level 80 coming. We got ISO 8 coming. And we got DD4 coming, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to take that slow because I went all in on DD3 and almost burned myself out and quit. So I'm going to be taking it much slower for DD4. Although Doom is just going to be absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe I'll get pulled in. We'll see. I've just been going nuts T14ing so many characters. I'm up to like 31 now, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of went nuts, but I mean, that was because I've been trying to get as many 500k defenses as I can for war defense. I'm up to 4, and then a 5th is like 9k away. So
I'm at every war defense I have is 400,000, except for my Black Order is 500 plus, and then I have the one Hydra that's at 250. So.
Nice. Yeah, I never wasted the stuff on Hydra just because it's like, man, I don't want to take this team up. And then they bring out Baron Zemo that just totally wrecks it. So
yeah, absolutely.
So that really sucked for people invested. With that said, though, if you have them up around 400k, they're still pretty nasty because they can just like blow you away. So
yeah, it's the only team that I keep debating taking off of war defense. But what I got lucky with is I have 6 red on Hydra Rifle Trooper, and I T4'd his passive. And so everyone sees a 240, 250 Hydra and they go, oh, I got him. And then you see, like, you'll see Power Armor and everyone got wiped out. And I'm like, I know exactly what happened. They thought that they would get it and they just couldn't. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Speaking of war, we had a very thrilling one just yesterday. We literally full cleared them 30 seconds before they full cleared us.
Oh, wow.
So awesome. And it was a 12 million punch up. And it was an imposter of your buddy Dutch Rudders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the guy that was named Dutch Rudder, but then it was like, oh, no, that's not the real one. It's like, oh, okay. that's not quite as fun, but yeah, it was so awesome.
It would have been fun to be able to tease him. But no, he's great in war. He teaches me quite a bit, actually, just like you. So.
Yeah, he's like way up there now. He's like in one of the top alliances.
Yeah, he's in Wakanda Pink. So
yeah, those days are over for me. I am semi-retired, I guess you could call it. But yeah, we're going to talk about that a little later on. Just when to know if you can want to stay in a hardcore alliance or when to go casual, because a lot of people are running into burnout. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, we're going to go over the news of the week. If I can find it here. All right. Actually, we've had a lot of, I've noticed, I still don't spin, but I have noticed because they pop up constantly. It's like 3 pop-ups every time I log in.
All right.
They've had a lot of $2 offers. So that's very nice. I see you've bought some of those. So why don't you talk about which ones you bought and why?
Well, I mean, if we want to be real quick, which ones did you buy, Big Roy?
I bought none of them.
Shocking.
Surprise. Not even on my secret iOS account.
I was just about to ask you about the secret iOS account because I know you've been doing that now.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, in the past couple weeks, I bought the Ironheart $2 offer. I think you could only buy it once, but if you could buy it twice, then I bought it twice. I bought the Red Skull offer for $2 twice and brought him up to his 5th star. Nice. I bought the 3 gold orbs for $2 twice as well and ended up getting 1 million pull from it.
Very nice.
Yeah, I ended up with about almost 3 million from the 6 gold orbs. So for $4, it wasn't bad. And then I bought one of the purple gear orb offers, 35 purple gear orbs for $5.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Yeah, see, now back in my day, we didn't have any nice offers like that. They might have locked me into spending if they would have had those offers. I think that's more the Scopely effect. They're like, hey, we need some of these cheap offers. Because when I played the Dragon Champions game for 2 minutes, yeah, they had some very nice $2 offers, and I bought those. But I mean, there's the only halfway decent offer was way back when I first started was the $10 Captain America pack. I got that.
And what's funny is I didn't buy that pack. When I first started, the very first thing that I bought was Venom. Because it was right around in October 2018 when the movie came out. So that was the first offer that I bought. And then the last character offer that I bought was when Mantis came out, and I got 50 of her shards for $35 because I needed a Guardians healer. And then 4 days later, they released the Minerva campaign event, and she literally sat in the basement of my roster staring at me and slowly trying to stun me 50% of the time and not making it work. So, yeah.
You got owned just like Chew did. He's like, it's finally Cosmic Healer. Let me wail out on her. If you liked her, you're going to love Minerva. She's even better.
She's my Wakanda. Oh man, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, I've never regretted not getting offers all this time because
I don't blame you.
With that said, I mean, people starting new that do want to get a leg up when you can get a full team of Supernatural for $25. That's pretty good. That's so far insanely better than anything we saw for the first year. So it's a pretty tough road if you're starting out and going free to play or very light spender. So I don't know. I haven't really looked into that. I might have to. Is it even possible to compete if you're going full free to play just starting today? I don't know if that's possible, especially with how Black Order is just completely ruined Arena. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
and I say that I'm still finishing top 5, top 10 each day.
And I was going to ask you, how are you finishing? What's basically your last 5 to 10 finishes in arena? How have you fared?
It depends on the day. I've been slacking a little bit, and and for me, slacking is like finishing top 20 maybe, just because I don't feel like climbing. But yeah, I got to climb every day because I mean the Black Order can just punch up so much on other Black Orders, and anything that isn't Black Order, like 3 of them are dead before they even get a turn. So it's so dumb. They've completely ruined arena. Took a lot of the fun out of it.
Yeah, so. And every defense that I'm facing, I'm in the top 50, but I finished like yesterday I finished top 20, but for the last few days before that I was 32, 31, 33, so around in there. But basically the team comps that I see is Thanos and Maw with Emma, and then Black Bolt and Mr. Sinister. And people, or take out Thanos, put in Captain Marvel, take out somebody, put in Phoenix. It doesn't matter. The team is literally 3 people are dead within a minute, and then you're putting it on auto with your Black Order. So
it's so dumb.
Yeah.
So not a big fan. I would hope Doom shakes that up, but I think I saw a rumor about the Eternals are coming. They might shake that up, but it might just be moving the goalpost again. Like, okay, now you have to have Eternal, and they beat everybody, and if you don't have them, then everything's an easy thing. So I don't know. They've kind of painted themselves into a corner. So.
Well, I mean, and then I saw the video with the full Sinister Six, like a really geared up, strong Sinister Six, being able to take out BO in Alliance War offense. And you can beat Black Order with a lot of teams on offense, but you won't be, nothing will hold on defense. Not even a good Black Order team will hold on defense. So
yeah, it's quite ridiculous. All right, so moving on, let's see, we go over.
And before we move on, that is a shout out to Big Roy for helping me learn how to do arena and do it good. I did at my peak. I was number 1 in my arena shard, and I'm in the same shard as Widowmaker. So
very awesome. Moving on to the news. Very awesome news that I liked was the Blitz Sim is finally coming in December because they screwed up and activated it for 5 minutes. And I lucked out. I happened to be playing at that time, saw it in my Alliance chat, went over to it. It was the most glorious thing ever. It almost felt better than pulling all my 7 red stars. Just being able to sim 20 blitzes, just bam, 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 bam. It was oh.
How long did it take you to do the 20 sims?
A minute or less.
Oh my God.
It was so good. It was And it was right in the middle of these doctor's orders milestones, which I was already burnt out. I was I don't think I'm going to finish this. That came in. It was oh, okay, I can finish.
Did you get a chance to sim the raid?
No, it was turned off by the time I went out to try that. I was making sure I knocked out all the Blitz ones, because if you win out of the Blitz thing, then you wouldn't be able to get the sim thing again. But if you stayed in, you could keep using it. So yeah, I definitely took full advantage of that. It was glorious. I hope they pretty much just leave it just like that. I saw people speculating that they'll probably cut the number of points you get, which I'd be perfectly fine with that. As long as I don't have to go through all the load screens and put it on auto, I'd still be fine with that.
Oh, please. I mean, it could not be. Somebody else posted, I think even in your Discord, if they would have just released it a month ago, they would have probably not lost such an exodus of players.
Yup. Yeah, I don't know why they're holding back on that, but yeah, it'll make it very nice. They'll finally cut some of that low quality time. So I cannot wait for that. All right, so next thing up, they released the Scream kit details on the latest blog post. Finally getting the symbiotes. I'm very excited about this. She's going to be in a event campaign, which is always nice. So you can comfortably get 4 stars at least. And if you pull lucky on the orbs, you can sometimes even get 5. So I'm definitely saving up my red star orbs for that, because I've been wanting to play with the symbiotes for a long time. I've got all 3 of mine at T14, so I cannot wait for Scream.
Yeah, same here.
So we're going to go over the kit real quick. She is a Villain City Biocontroller symbiote. Her basic is Symbiote Swipes, attack primary target for damage, plus apply bleed, plus clear 1 positive effect. Chain to 2 adjacent targets for damage, bleed, and clear a positive effect. And it can chain to stealth targets. Counterattack breaks this chain. Oh, it's going to be so much easier to take down Asgardians with that.
Wow. Oh. Wow. That's a great basic.
Yes, that is fantastic. And I assume that it's going to clear the positives on assist and counterattacks also, since those usually do. We'll have to see for the final details on that, but I assume so. I'm loving the basic already.
Yeah. And, anytime that you have Sif taunting and she's got 8 positive effects, if you have a Venom with the T4 basic, and if she can assist on it, woo, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Then her special is Splitting Hairs. You can use it first turn. Attack primary target for damage, clear 2 positive effects, plus apply offense down. Chain to 2 targets. Also for damage, clear 2 positive effects, apply offense down. It can also chain to stealth targets. Counterattack breaks this chain. Good Lord.
Lord. Do we know her speed? The basic. Do we know her speed yet?
I don't think they told us. I'd assume she's fast-ish.
Yeah.
I do not have the inside details, so I don't know. She'll probably be, I think she's probably middle of the road. She's not going to be fast like Carnage. I'd probably say she's probably between Venom and Symbiote Spider-Man, just taking a while to guess speed-wise.
Gotcha.
Since she's a controller. Hopefully she's not as slow as Venom.
But yeah, Venom is slow, but with the Carnage passive, it's not that bad.
Yeah, if you have the damage, then it's beautiful. Your speed doesn't matter as much then. Then her ultimate, Hair Trigger. Energy cost 4 of 6, so she can use it second turn. Attack primary target for damage, applies slow for 2 turns and disrupted for 1 turn. Also does that to adjacent targets, applying the slow and disrupted. Oh, God. Then you can spread it with Venom. So, yeah, she's got to be faster than Venom because they're just going to set it up to be.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at her speed right here on a chart. It says that she's a little bit slightly above average on her speed.
Oh, okay. Very nice. So, yeah, definitely you can get that on there. Then Venom will spread it. Oh, this team's going to be so good. I cannot wait. Then reduce speed bar for primary and secondary targets. I assume that's only going to be like 10%. Like, I don't think they're going to make that huge. Otherwise, it will just be so good. And it cannot be blocked, but it can still be dodged. So that's very nice as well. So if they got a tank on there with it, or even in Alliance War, it doesn't matter. You can't block it with your boost. So that's very nice. And her passive symbiotic attachment. On death of any character, heal all symbiote allies for a percentage of this character's max health, plus applies speed up for 2 turns to self and all symbiote allies.
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness.
If this character has 3 or more symbiote allies, which she always will, lower all enemies' resistance by a percentage so you can land all those glorious debuffs. Oh, God. So good.
That's going to be amazing.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped are you about Scream?
For Scream, I'm probably a 7 out of 10.
No,
but it's because Venom is my favorite character in the game, and the reason why I even joined the game. I'm a little bit more excited for the next characters kit that we're going to talk about.
Yes, there were leaks, and we'll get to that in 1 second. I'm like an 8, maybe a 9 about Scream. Because I'm not a spender, and she's event campaign, so I can at least hit 4 on her. So that's very nice. So I'm very hyped about that. I'll probably take her up to T14 pretty soon. So
do you
all
have the alien scores?
T14. I do.
Okay.
I've been because I knew I was going to need them for T15, so I'm actually buying them every time I see them now.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I'm doing. And I've told my alliance as well. I'm buying all the mini uniques I see that come in through the regular store, but I'm also buying every unique that there is in the regular store as well. And then in the war store, if the alien spores pop up, that's the only thing I'm buying other than characters right now.
I'm pretty much the same. I don't as much need the mini uniques. I still have a pretty good amount, but definitely that's going to be one of the big bottlenecks for T15 because you need 25 of the original uniques. You don't need the mini uniques, strangely enough. And then they'll have the new pieces. So I've been buying, even in the war store, the alien spores. I have 65 of those. So I have a good amount of those built up. Then adamantium, because I have a lot of characters that use that. And then also the superior ballistic weave, because Sinister uses that, Emma uses that, and Taskmaster uses that.
Oh, and don't you forget your favorite thing uses that too.
No, I'm good on that.
You sure? You sure there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh yeah, so lots of farming to go. Oh man, the gold crunch is gonna be here soon. Once 80 hits, and it's gonna be very painful.
If you had to guess, what would you think it's gonna cost to take somebody from 75 to 80 in gold?
I think I could have swore I saw somewhere, I think in my Alliance chat or something, someone found it or they figured out it's like around 500K per level. So pretty pricey. Was that about 2.5 billion or more extra?
Yeah. So basically all the gold that I have in my reserve right now.
Yeah, I'm full horde mode on that for that, and then for the next Emma run too. So I can get her to 6 since I pulled the 6 reds on her.
Oh, is she coming back? Do we know?
They said she's going to come back. They haven't said when, but she will be coming back at least one more time into the milestone.
That's exciting. So where's your Emma at right now?
She is T14 completely maxed out, like many of my characters.
How many yellow, how many red?
She is 5 yellow and 6 red. So waiting for that last one. She's 47 of 200.
Sexy.
Yes.
That is a sexy Emma.
Oh, yeah. I did very well on her milestone events. Those are the ones I live for. Because I've had my Captain Marvel and Coulson done for months and months and months. I have like almost 500 milestone orbs. So.
Oh, okay. You're saving them up for when they drop in symbiote?
Yes. Which might be coming because the clue coming in a little bit. We will figure out why. But first is the other symbiote that was leaked out, and that is Anti-Venom.
Yes, I'm excited for this one. Woo!
Now, we don't know if this is true, but if it is absolutely disgusting. We've got 2 of the abilities leaked for Anti-Venom. The first is his special antiseptic, costs 6 energy, but you can use it first turn. Clear heal block on all allies, which is absolutely what they needed.
Exactly what they needed. That's exactly what they needed.
Apply immunity to all allies.
Oh my goodness.
Heal all allies for 20% of this character's max health.
That's it, right?
No, we're not done yet.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Revive a dead symbiote ally with 60% base health. And if there are no symbiote allies to revive, gain 3 ability energy. Oh,
gosh.
So you'll want to use that pretty much on cooldown if you have heal block, even if you don't have someone to res for the heal, and then you can use it in 3 more turns. So,
and you're going to want to use it in raids for the immunity so that nobody will get slowed or offense down or blinded. So
the only way it could be absolutely more disgusting is if it was immunity for 2 turns. But as it is, it's just so good.
I think he's going to immediately be a top 10 character.
Oh yes. I'm gonna go on a limb and say he's gonna be a Blitz release.
Oh no! How dare you! Right before they do the Blitz Sim too.
Like I can call it now. I'm using my psychic powers. He will be a Blitz release, and then they'll put him either in the War Store or as the 10% drop in the Blitz Orb only. Oh, I hate that so much for Domino.
You know what scares me about your predictions?
They're always right.
Yeah, Beast with his magic potions.
Mm-hmm. I called it.
Oh man! Write it down now, everyone. That's what's going to happen.
Yes, September 28th. That's when we're recording. That's when I called it. But yeah, I just think of the worst possible thing they could do, and then most of the time I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
Sooner or later.
Unfortunately, a successful strategy with Stokely.
yes. That's all you got to do. It's easy.
Worst case scenario. Okay, that's the way. Sounds great.
You're like, oh, that sounds great. So actually, I hope they never did listen to us. But like, well, we weren't decided, but I mean, I love his thinking. Let's do that.
They're like, this Big Roy, man, he's great.
He has great ideas, and we don't have to pay him.
Johnson, did you listen to the latest Masters of Launch podcast? That Big Roy's got some great ideas. Let's go ahead and book it.
Oh, God. Oh, I hope not. So maybe I need to predict like good things, and then maybe they'll do that.
Oh,
but then they won't come true.
Yeah, you already know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, so. Unfortunately. And then the other ability that was leaked is his passive Wretched Healer. On turn, clear one negative effect from an ally that has a negative effect. So that's nice, even if you don't even have him with symbiotes, but I'd say 99.9% of the time you will have him with symbiotes. If that ally is a symbiote, clear one negative effect from all other symbiote allies with a negative effect. They went all in on clearing the heal block. Good Lord.
Wow.
And gain regeneration every turn. And when this character drops below 50% max health, gain evade. God, so good. And we don't know his basic or his ultimate. I'm sure they'll be disgusting also. And it looks like we have a thing here that shows his damage. It looks like he's almost highest damage, full focus, full health, almost highest armor, and almost highest speed. God.
It's going to be interesting to see who goes first, though, either him or Scream, because it looks like they have about the same speed.
Yeah, that's true. They'll probably be within like 3 points of each other. So yeah, we'll have to see.
And then doesn't Scream? Didn't you just say on her kit that she gets a speed up on an enemy's death?
Yeah. So if anyone dies, she gives speed up to all symbiotes. So
my goodness, this team is going to be ridiculous.
I hope once you have them high enough that you can auto Ultimate 7. That's my dream.
That would be your dream and mine. Wow.
So glorious. I think the only weakness would be is if they can get a stun off on Anti-Venom, then you could get wrecked with the heal blocks. So that's the only weakness I can see. But I don't know. We'll have to see with his basic and ult, and if that's his actual kit. Or if someone's just playing a trick on us. Well, I'm very hyped about the symbiotes. Look forward to it. I hope they don't make it too much of a pain in the butt to get, but knowing them, they will.
Yeah, of course. Especially now that where everyone's salivating over their kit.
Yes.
You know?
It's like, oh, Anti-Venom. Oh. All right, moving on. The doctor's orders milestones ended. I squeaked in and got the last milestone with about an hour left to go in them. So I hate Blitz. I hate Blitz more than ever now.
Congratulations.
And PvP. So
how many matches did you intentionally throw during the event?
In PvP, about half of them. I tried playing like for real for a few of them. It's like, oh, this takes so long. This is so boring. I don't want to do this every day. I think I did a total of maybe 10 PvP matches, and most of them were just, randomly picking and then put on auto. So, yeah, I loved when they did the quick match with that. Just stick my Black Order in there and just smash 20 people. Like, oh, I'm done. All right.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, the draft, not so much.
Well, the draft was so wretched and disgusting and vile to me that after I threw up in my mouth and then all over my shirt a few times, I decided to boycott PvP altogether. So I stopped just short of milestone 36. And I woke up with a smile on my face and did not mind at all. Did not mind it at all.
All right. I really wanted that Elite 5 just because I didn't have hardly any of them. So, especially with the Scream thing coming out, it's like, I'll grind this out. But then I am going milestones and chill for quite some time. Going back to the goodness. Then other big news is they're moving a whole lot of character farm spots. Allegedly because Doom is still coming, so I don't know why they're doing this. They're moving all around. None of them really caught my eye except for one of them, and that is moving Captain America from Hero 6-9, and they're moving Captain Marvel onto a node, so she is now finally farmable. So that bodes very well for them finally putting Symbiote Spider-Man in the milestone order. So
yeah, that definitely clears up a spot for sure.
That will happen. So then they'll just switch Coulson to 5%, and then Symbiote will be at 10. I can finally get him to 7. I've been waiting so long. I only need 115 more shards of him. So
nice.
I'll probably get that like halfway through.
How many reds do you have on Symbiote?
I pulled 5 on him, then I promoted him to 6 way back when. I was like, I don't know if he's, because that was when they were switching it over. We didn't know if he was going to be in the promo store or not. I was like, I'll go for it. He's good. And it paid off.
Yeah.
So he's definitely worth it. Definitely one of the very good ones to promote.
Yeah, he's I bought him for his 6th red, and then I also bought Black Bolt as well.
Very nice. Very nice. He is also very good. All right. Then Phoenix event is coming back. I assume you have her at 7 already?
I do have her at 7, yes. And I also have her at 5 red, which I think is a good level to be at, because you want her to die, and the more red she has, the more I find that the team gets a little dicey trying to win. So
yeah. Mine's the same. She's also at 5, and yeah, sometimes it can go sideways if she doesn't die. Like, no, you're supposed to die.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I've had times where everybody on the team died except for her, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is not happening. But you know,
then she goes dark, and then they stun her. Like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. But see, I got lucky. I've got a 6 red Cyclops, so his scream, as annoying as it is, whenever it happens, I just get a little tickling sensation down the back of my neck as I watch 250,000 and the slows.
Jeez.
You know? Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, she's still fantastic for like a node or 2 in raids, an alliance war. They're still top tier, especially now that people are working Ultron into there to take down these big mare teams, as they call them, marauders with Emma. So yeah, she's still a very good character to go for. Her day in arena is over. She used to dominate that, but she's still a very good character. So definitely worth.
Maul kind of killed her value in the arena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then next 2 blitzes are Thing and Cyclops. So I get to milestones and chill, which I desperately need after this. I'll finally get my Cyclops up. I've been farming him. He's the only raid store character I still need. So
same here. He's the only one, and I'm halfway to 7 right now.
Oh, very nice. I'm like halfway to 6. So finish him off. I've been wanting to use him. He's still level 27. It was right. That was like he came out right when they were doing the boycott. So not a lot of people got him. So it's nice that he's more available now. He's only at 2 red stars though, so I don't know how much I'm going to use him that much. One of my few small red star characters, because I don't even think I pulled any for him. I just picked those up along the way.
Well, I've actually gotten pretty lucky. I don't really have anyone on my entire roster below 4, except for Quake and Gamora. And when I was doing my Doc Ock pull, I know I should have mentioned this during Red Star Watch, because everyone's so enthralled with the pulls for Quake and Elektra and Gamora. But I finally got the 4th red on Gamora, and then I got a 5th red on Quake, and I didn't even care.
You're like, oh, okay.
I was like, oh, they're still on this team? Oh, okay, yeah.
Nice. Well, I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been Elektra.
You know, hey, you never know when that ham meta is going to come around, right? That everyone keeps rumoring about.
No, it's not going to happen. No, I say that, and they're like, "We'll show him." And both of them. I love it. No.
Take hand to the next arena meta. Let's do it.
No. Ravagers are first. My 7 red boomer wants to play.
Oh, just because you like his monocle so much.
Yes, that's why. It has nothing to do with the 7 red stars. I just want to play with his monocle. One crazy thing I've noticed, they're putting these new characters like in the orbs like almost instantly. It's like I pulled 5 of the Electro shards. It's like, whoa, crap. I could actually take her up a star. It's just, but then I got swarmed the other time. I was like,
I've gotten lucky. I take photos of them. I've got in the last 2 weeks, I got a 15 Electro. I got
Nice.
30 Minerva. I got
Nice.
50 Proxima. I got
Jeez.
75 of Domino. I got
Holy crap.
55 of Beast. And I got 23 of Swarm.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, I've got a pretty, I don't want to give anything away, but my Twitch name is Devsplaining, so
So you got the character orb look.
yeah.
So that's nice.
And I also, I got lucky with X23. I got her in 3 basics for a total of 7, and I got her in a premium for 15. And we're only trying to get Cyclops from raid orbs. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm in a good seed. And I ended up getting 77 Cyclops from like 20 raid or 25 raid orbs. And I was like, wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's the only one I need. So there you go.
Oh, that reminds me, I finally pulled a good mega orb. I got 50 Corvus, so I was able to take him to 5 yellows. That was nice, because who knows when they're going to make the last 3 Black Order farmable. Probably be another 6 months. Like, no, we got to squeeze the whales as much as possible.
No. Remember you said that it's going to be in the next month, Big Roy. Come on. Don't you remember?
What? I did? Oh, yeah. I mean...
Oh yeah!
By the time you hear this, they'll already be farmable in the book.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Hey, we love you,
yes.
Big Roy.
We got to change it. We have to change the conversation. All right, moving on. Chaos Theory. Event is coming back. Are you going to promote anyone with your newfound gold promo credits?
Okay, so this is a topic I've been really excited to talk to you about. Yes. And my question for you is, now that we know what's up with the symbiotes, I have a 4 red Venom and a 4 red Carnage. Do you think that I should save the promo credits for when Scream and Anti-Venom come up, or should I go ahead and start promoting Carnage and Venom?
Well, the thing with that is they're not going to put those 2 new symbiotes in the promotion store for a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, by the time they put them in there, if you didn't pull well on them, you should have enough if you really want to take them up to do that then. I would do Carnage for sure to at least 5. Venom isn't as important. Carnage is just like a real snowball character. So the stronger he is, if you can, especially if you can get a character down to like 50% or less with his ult going first turn very fast, it's huge on him. I might even take him to 6. Depending on how I go on the other symbiotes, just because he can get the ball rolling. Then you got symbiote Spider-Man coming in and smashing. So, I mean, there's huge potential with that. Venom is still too slow. I mean, Chew had the 6 reds on him. He didn't really think he was that good. So Venom you can hold off on, but Carnage definitely. I mean, I remember facing Carnage in Arena at 6 reds, and he was almost unkillable with the team I was using. So he can get really nasty once he gets powerful. And then you got ISO 8 coming too. You can boost his damage even more. So you can really snowball. So if you were going to do one, I'd do Carnage.
Okay. And then last 2 I was going to talk to you about. I'm thinking about getting the 5th for Emma or a 6th for Maw.
Those aren't really must have, just because it's not, their damage isn't based off of that. The only thing you're really going to get is more survivability. So if they're like dying constantly, then you might consider it, but I wouldn't go after it. I'd just wait on those.
Okay, so then what characters are you thinking you're going to promote?
Well, I finally bit the bullet and decided to take my Black Bolt to 7 red stars. Just because I use him in my raid team, and I wanted that extra oomph on his ult and especially his passive, just to finish things off. And I've been very pleased with that. I actually decided to do it like a month and a half ago, and when he finally showed up in the store after waiting, so I took him up there. As for the next one, probably the next one I'd do would be Cole. Once he's farmable, take him to 6. But other than that, I'm just going to save them for now. Nothing really else jumps out at me as must have. That might change once we get ISO 8 and we see how different characters can like go to top tier. If they're just like kind of close to it but not quite there, they just get that, they hit that tipping point to make them super good. So I'm just gonna hold for now.
Sounds good.
Then one last news, well, not really a news thing, but a discussion thing before we get to the main topic about the lovely PvP game mode. We're going to talk a little bit about Alliance burnout and when to know if you should go casual or not. Do you want to go over what you wanted to talk about on that? Because you've had some things going on with your Alliance.
Yeah, so I'm in an Alliance. I've got Tony Scungilli, Shanksy, and Don Satori, all content creators in my Alliance. We are not a cluster. We're, just a tight group of people. And in the last 6 weeks, we've lost at least one person every week. And this last week, we lost 3 people. Yeah, so a lot of recruiting. We're still doing 100% on Greeks. We're still getting 70% on U7-4. We're still winning Alliance Wars, but the turnover has been nothing short of insane.
Yeah, lots and lots of burnout. The more hardcore you are, the quicker you get to burnout. We ran into that one back when I was in alternate reality. We just had people dropping like flies. Then, I mean, we had the bonus of it was easier for us to recruit because we had the podcast going. So we had a lot of recruits. Even with that, I mean, we still were having to replace people. But then it's like they were too hardcore. It's like they wanted to push when you're not really getting that much more from it. So it's not really worth it. It's like you're doing 50% more work for maybe like 5% more rewards. It just wasn't worth it. They were wanting to push the raids. They were wanting to, it's like you have to have 5 attacks in the first 2 hours of war. It's like, nah, I'm good, dude. It's not worth it. It's not going to make a huge difference. Maybe we win one more war per season if we all go more hardcore. So it wasn't worth it. The Alliance I went to has been fantastic. Shout out to Mercs for Money. It's been laid back. I get an attack when I can. I'm more defensive, and they're cool with that. We've been winning like crazy. We won like 4 in a row. We're a gold 4, so I mean it's just very nice. We get it done in raids. We're on Ultimate 7 difficulty 4 also. So I mean, it kind of reminds me of the old WoW guilds where like you'd have the leaders that would just like yell at you and blah, 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 blah. It's like no, you don't. I'm not really interested in that.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. I mean, it should be an enjoyable game. It's not fun. Ironically, the Alliance I was in before this one, this is a top 100 war alliance. The one I was in before that was a top 20, and the wars would end with 3 free energy drops still gonna be coming.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And so, the wars would start at, I think they'd start at 6 p.m. my time. I'm on the West Coast. And I'd have to wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning to get in my last attack. Otherwise, they were getting mad at me, and it just became too much. So I left it and went to a more casual alliance that was gold 2. And now we've grown to become gold 4.
That's exactly what happened with me. It's so not worth it a lot of the times to go. You're like, once you cross that threshold, once again, that tipping point to too hardcore, it's not worth it. I mean, Alliance War at the top end, it's total pay to win. It's like everyone's got to be on. You got to buy all 4 attacks at the beginning. Like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed is, one of the ways that me and you first connected was I was real defense heavy too because of the fact of my work schedule. I just didn't always have the best opportunity to always be attacking when everybody else was. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go big on my war defense. And, me and you talked, and I was doing a lot of the hybrid teams. Like I'd throw Ronin with the Marauders before they had Emma. And that was a nice addition. I loved it. I have a 7 red Captain Marvel, so I was doing the
Nice.
whole Mantis with Hulk and Captain America. Just various teams that were fun and working. But
Yep.
since they've started releasing full teams, I've noticed that I see a lot less hybrid teams, and it's all mainly just cookie cutter teams. And even my own defense, there's really almost no point to have the hybrid teams unless you've got, like 100,000 characters that are homeless, but who really has that,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are making a little cookie cutter.
Yeah, I kind of miss more of the theory crafting and, having the wonky kind of war teams. It's become a lot more, this is how it's got to be. This is the best 5. There's no real variation of it. So,
yep. Yeah, I definitely miss. I'm having to go towards the full teams too, which I'm not a big fan. I still like try to throw 1 or 2 curveballs at them with some like I did like a brawlers with Rhino. So it's like, oh, okay, brawlers. I'll just use Magneto and Brotherhood. Oh wait, Rhino's gonna wipe that blind, so I can't use that.
And Rhino is one of my low-key favorites for PvP if they pull Magneto or Taskmaster. So
yep, they're like, oh crap, I can't do that. Yeah, very awesome. So yeah, I mean they have to do it because they keep pumping out 3 to 4 characters each month, so they got to put them somewhere. Like, oh, we'll make another Alliance War team.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and even now, I was using the symbiotes with Shuri and Drax to beat. I was punching up, Gear 14, Venom, Carnage, and symbiote. I was punching up 100, even 130,000 against the Asgardians if you played it right.
right.
Dutch was one of the people that helped me with that, with the high IQ way you got to play. But now, Shuri is on the Mercs on defense, and now that we got new symbiotes coming out, it's like, well, there goes another one of my hybrid teams. It's kind of, I enjoy having new characters come out, but I still wish they would allow us to theory craft more and not force the agenda down our throat.
Yeah, I mean they should have more characters where you can use them in multiple teams, and that would be a whole lot more fun. They want their teams because they want people to whale out. I mean, I understand the financial reason why they do it, but still, it's like throw us a bone here.
I mean, even now with the power armor, people are throwing in Ultron instead of Iron Man, and so that frees up Iron Man. But he's probably, like if you had a choice between him or Thor to put on with the Wave 2 Avengers, you'd rather have Thor. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. All right, so we will move on to the main topic. You've been looking forward to it because you love PvP so much. So how was your experience with PvP during this event?
If I had a choice, I don't want to say this because I don't want to jinx myself, but if I had a choice between that or having to read, you know what? Here's what it is. In Harry Potter, when you have to write on the chalkboard and it scratches into the back of your hand? Yeah, I'd rather have to write with my wand and have it scratch into the back of my hand than play PvP. It is brutal. Everyone takes, and there's different techniques people use where they take forever to draft, and then they then they draft, and then they take forever to play because they want you to quit out so that they get the victory. There's just so many things that are terrible about it. I got to the point where I was becoming so frustrated with it. It wasn't like I was going to rage quit. I just literally was like, let's just pretend that this mode doesn't exist and see what happens. And it was kind of funny because, at first the milestones were, finish them in 3 days. Okay, that's not bad. Right. But then I stopped paying attention to it completely because I was so over it. And I started noticing every day I was missing every single milestone. Like there's like 7 milestones and it'd say event ended. And I was like, well, what's the event that just ended? Oh, okay.
No, it's a daily one. I mean, that's what a lot of people were afraid of when they said they were going to put rewards in there. Is like, oh, they're going to make us grind it out. And sure enough, So I don't know. I think they need to make it more of like a week-long tournament kind of thing. Then you get rewards or whatever, so you can just pop in if you want whenever. It's not have to grind it multiple matches every day. It's just it's not fun enough to make it worth it.
How did you end up doing all 7 of the milestones every day?
No, not even close. I did a total of like 10 matches. So
I love how your laugh immediately answered it and was like, that was the dumbest question you could have asked there, Cotton. All right, Cotton. Bold move there, Cotton. Let's see how
bold move. Let's see what pays off. Yeah, because it's just that mode. I was so like excited about it when it came out, and the first few days of playing it, and it was just like, it kind of gets old really quick. So I mean,
we should go ahead and do it for the listeners. We should list who are the top, basically 7 to 8 people that everybody picks or bans.
Well, how I did it at the towards the end before I quit all, I just pick the 2 aim as my bans, and then I just pick whatever I had on my favorites. So I had Black Bolt, but he always got banned. Ebony Maw, Hela, Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, Sinister, Phoenix, Emma Frost, X-23. I loved X-23 in there. Invisible Woman sometimes, Magneto, Taskmaster, Ultron, Zemo. Those are the big ones for me.
Yeah, I would ban the aim right away. And then depending on how they went, I would pick Baron Zemo because they were going to ban him. And and then from there, my next 2 was always Emma and X-23. It was always Emma and X-23. And then I would throw in, if I could, Maw or Hela. And then I would do Phoenix, Ultron, Black Bolt. And then depends on if they had Phoenix, I would take Sinister. If they had Ultron, I'd try to get Black Bolt. If they got Ultron and Black Bolt, then I was trying to get X-23, Maw, and Hela. And then, then they were pretty much wrapped. So
yeah, I'd do Sinister early because he'd get banned so many times. Okay, I can keep all my other really powerful ones. But Sinister got banned the 3rd time, pretty much 95% of the time when I was doing it, because they just did not want their guys cloned. All right. So any last thoughts on PvP? How do you think they can fix it to make it more fun, more worth it, and that would actually make you want to play it?
Well, the best suggestion that I heard for the PvP mode was, let us go ahead and rank. Like just now, how I was ranking, I always picked X-23 and Emma, and then it would be Maw and Phoenix. Let us go ahead and rank our top 20 characters, and maybe not even have a ban. Just have a coin flip, and your top 5 characters get picked. Their top 5 characters get picked. Maybe you do it as a snake draft, so it's you, them, twice, you twice, them, and then something like that, and then just let the mode immediately start. No drafting, no having to wait for somebody, and the key, no banning, because as much as that sounds like it's a good idea on paper, the reality of the situation is everybody complains about low quality screen time. Yeah. And having to sit through somebody picking somebody is already low quality screen time. Having to pick through somebody banning them, and everybody bans the same characters, just stop it. Just get rid of it altogether. Just scrap the whole thing and have it be an auto draft, like a fantasy football, fantasy sports draft. Here's your top 15 people. It's going to pick 5 people. Let's go.
Yep. You can tell they really wanted to go for the esports. Oh, we want to be like League of Legends with the bands. Come on, dude. It's not going to happen. Yeah, or they could just do it where you say, okay, I want these. I want to pick my top 10, just set them on there before you go in there. And then each of you get your top 5 picked automatically. And then you both ban 3 characters, and then you fill in 3 more. So I guess top 13 you pick or whatever, something like that. And then I have it randomly assign your top 5 for each person. So, I mean, there's many different ways they could speed it up. It wouldn't be quite as strategic, but I mean, it'd be faster. I think a lot of people appreciate that more than like you could still have the more strategic modes, but have the choice to do like the quick pick.
And not even the quick pick. I think, just having like an auto draft. I mean, when people are saying they want to do a quick pick, they literally just want the mode to start immediately.
Yeah.
They want to play immediately, and they either want to win or lose immediately, which is what we do in Blitz. Like when we're fighting in Blitz, you're fighting and you're putting it on auto. You want it to win as quick as possible, which is why everyone hates to have an aim team on Blitz, because they take forever, even if they're going to win.
Yeah.
And when you lose, you auto lose, like you automatically close out so that you can drop tiers. The whole point of the game is, even with the raids, we want the sims because we don't want to have to do, 5-minute battles. That's 25 minutes every single time that the raids start. We would love for it to be 5 minutes. And let's keep moving, because at the end of the day, it's a great game. We all love it. We're all playing it because we enjoy the lore. We enjoy the strategy. We enjoy all that stuff. But at the end of the day, there's only 1,000 raids that you can do before you're like, enough.
Yeah. Especially that Ultima 7, good Lord.
Oh, man.
The
And then
same raid for years.
Yeah. And there's times where like for a week, you would basically quote unquote 3-star every single node, like even one-shot boss nodes. And then the next week, you're having to revive the whole team on every single node. And it's just like, I don't have the patience for this anymore,
Yeah, exactly. Just think if you had to manually play characters you were farming on nodes, you had to play 5 of them.
Oh my god. Well, you know what? And now that we say that, this Wakanda event, I only have and this is one of the things I thought we were going to talk about, is I have M'Baku and Okoye at level 1, and I'm getting ready to 7-star them, and I'm still going to keep them at level 1, and I know I'm not going to be able to 3-star the event, but I really don't care. I will play that event 3 times just to get it over with, because I refuse to make a bad mistake like Chewburger did and actually build this trash Wakanda team. My goodness.
Team.
Yeah, right.
The funny thing is, on the hand event, I think I was able to pull it off, 3-starring it with like a level 4 hand archer, because I just got the RNG perfect finally, where he was just hidden away. So he never got hit. So I was like, I'm not going to take him up. It's like worth it.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, that was the better victory for you. You're like, yes.
Eat through it. I'm about to waste my resources.
Thank goodness I got through it.
Nice. All right. So we are going to move on to the on-air questions. Also bringing that over from Message of Launch. Oh, my favorite thing. So we got a few of them here. So we're going to go through those. Make sure you join the Big Royal Awesome Discord if you aren't already there, and then you can leave your questions for next week's show. Also, there's a separate section if you have a question for Deckard Bane, who will be showing up at the very end for those that want to hear him.
Are you sure? You don't want to tease them right now?
No.
Don't want to give everyone a little free sample real quick.
I will build anticipation. All right.
I'm on the edge of my seat personally. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm on the edge of my seat.
Razor Rock asks, will you specifically call out shady content creators when necessary, or will you continue choose vague reference policy? Well, let me tell you, Razor Rock, out of respect to Chew, I did tone it down and did not name names. But since he is no longer podcasting with me, I can now be unchained and speak the truth.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Which brings me to the question from Judas95. Thoughts on the new symbiotes? We covered those. Super hyped about them. Can't wait. And tell me how you really feel about the K-Man getting leaks from Envoy and screwing some of his friends by uploading it to YouTube. Now, I have to say I'm completely shocked. This is so out of character for him. He's never done any scumbaggy things.
Oh my gosh.
No. I mean, let's have some real talk here. Anyone that thinks you're friends with this person, you are mistaken. He does not see you as your friend. He sees you as a sucker he can take advantage of and profit from. So don't get it twisted. Now, if you feel the same way about him and you just want to piggyback off some of his controversy and his stuff so you can get more listeners, okay, that's fine. But don't think that he's a friend, because he's just going to take advantage of you. You know, you may think, oh, it's like he's not like that when it's just the two of us talking. Like that's textbook emotional manipulation one-on-one. Like they're just manipulating you when you're together, and then the real them comes out and they screw you over. So yeah. I think that pretty much covers it. It's like never been a fan of him. He came at me when I spoke the truth that his DD3 picks were trash. He tried to cancel me by proving that I'm lying about my spending, saying he knew for sure that I was lying. He got owned.
Well, I mean, are you really going to discredit the fact that he pre-called the Ant-Man Wasp medal? I
mean, he always gets pissed when people mess with him. Like, oh, it was true if they would have come out like I saw.
I'm going to laugh when he says that the symbiotes aren't going to be a top 3 team. They'd be like, oh, no, they're going to be decent, but you're still going to want to invest in Wakanda. I guess they're going to be a lot better, guys. Trust me.
Yeah,
I like how he somehow assumed the Fox Next voice right there. Okay, here's what I'm going to say about it. I have nothing against him or any other content creator. He does get really good information. I don't agree with his ethics. I don't agree with his morals. I don't agree with his tactics. But at the end of the day, I'm playing a game, and sometimes the information is important. And so I appreciate that part of it. But I could do without the rest of everything else. So as a personality, he's not for me. But, I'm sure I'm not for everybody either. So there you go.
Exactly the same with me. I know I'm not for everybody. And that's fine. If you don't like the awesome, that's fine. All right, moving on. We could go for hours, but we won't. Start Lord, should my roster be diverse, or should I focus on a team to get to gear tier 12 at least before moving on to the next? That is going to depend on where you are and what you still need. You want to max out your main raid team as much as possible. And I'd always say arena, you want to max your arena team, but I mean, now it's like if you don't have Black Order, it's going to be rough. So I don't even know how to say it. Hopefully you have full Black Order. Just max them out as much as possible. They'll get it done for you in arena, Alliance War, raids, everywhere. So hopefully you have at least the full Black Order. Even if they're lower star, they're still going to get it done. And promote your Thanos to 7 red stars, because he's fantastic at 7.
I also would say that if you do have a chance, even if you have a small Emma Maw, you should go ahead and gear 14 her and take her all the way up. And then, for raids. And I would also say a sneaky pick right now is X-23. I think is a great character to be building up, even if she is small, just because her kit is fantastic. And it just is. She's in PvP. She's one of the MVPs. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's much like Carnage with the snowball effect. The higher you get her, the just ridiculously much stronger she gets. So I can't wait to have her maxed out. I'll also be taking her to 6 red stars once I get her the yellow stars. She's fantastic. With the symbiotes or in any other burst team where you can get people down to 50%, she can just take turn after turn. So yeah, she's fantastic.
And on Maw and Order, if you run Maw and Order, you can actually replace Black Bolt with her if you have Hela as well. So it depends on how you run your Maw and Order, but I've been seeing people pulling Black Bolt, which sounds insane, and replacing her with Black Bolt. And then if you can squeeze Hela in there instead of, like, I guess Emma or something like that, the spread of the ability block and then the speeding up and then the slowing down from the Greg's dying is kind of a nasty combo.
Yeah, actually, we're going to touch on Ultimate 7 teams right now because Alt DJ Robo 6, current best Ultimate 7 team, And also Orange Crush, what team are you using in Ultima 7 now? I run the center lane and have a lot of troubles one-shotting Fury and or Ronin, running Maw in order with Emma. We're running Ultima 7.4. Team is 500k with 7 red star Black Bolt and 5 red star than the rest of the team. I will accept be better as an answer. I know. I only talk smack to those that deserve it, so you do not deserve it. Actually, the team I had been using was the Thanos, Maw, Black Bolt, Minerva. Wow, my brain is just completely gone. All right, I have it in the game here.
Yeah, I run that same team. I run from left to right, Minerva, Maw, Thanos, Black Bolt, and Emma.
Okay, yeah, I do either Cole or Emma in that slot. That's the team I have been using. But then, great friend of the show, Chilbo Swaggins, he was one of our patrons back in Master Launch. He suggested a team that I've been using. It's been doing even better. The safer version is Thanos, Maw, Ultron, Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Shuri. But I've gone the more aggressive one, and I put Black Bolt in there since I took him to 7 red stars instead of Shuri. I've actually been blowing through stuff faster. I actually one-shotted the Fury node quite easily with that team. But it is red star dependent. My Thanos is 7. My Black Bolt is 7. My Symbiote is 6. Maw is 6. So it'll depend on your difficulty and what your red stars look like. I would take Thanos to 7 as soon as you can, because he's going to be your tank and he needs all the health he can get. That'll make it easier to survive. Otherwise, I mean, even my 7 red star one can get burst down if things don't go my way. So you got to max them out as much as you can. But those are good teams to try.
Another suggestion. I have 3 teams because, you never know if you're going to run into some bad RNG. And I like to have, another really good team. So what I run is my secondary great team is Colossus, who's at 6 red, 7 yellow, Phoenix, then Symbiote, Carnage, Venom. And that's a good one because if the Maw in order gets blown out, you're not reviving anyone. And then the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to have to revive Phoenix on every node. But that's better than reviving a whole team. And then I also have created a 3rd team, which has only 1 spillover, and that's Black Bolt with Yo-Yo and the symbiotes as well. So
I just wish they had Yo-Yo be more farmable than a lottery drop in the premium orbs. Because I've never got to use her that well because mine's only 3 stars still. So I never bothered really taking her high.
So she's been dodging all your premium orbs?
Yeah, she has been. She's got 100% dodge on that.
Yeah, I think I've opened almost 200 premium orbs I got her one time. So jeez. I'm not and same thing's happening right now with Domino. Like when they had Rescue as the drop, I got Rescue fairly, 1 in 10. Domino, I've opened, I don't know, ever since she got released to the Blitz store orbs, I've opened all of them that I get, and I've only gotten her maybe once or twice. I've gotten her more from premium orbs than I've gotten her from Blitz orbs, which is insane.
Jeez. Yeah, I've got her a few times from Blitz orbs, but yeah, she's definitely falling behind Negasonic and X23. So whoever thought she would have been the hardest one to get to 7, but it looks like that's how it's going to be. Another thing I do is, especially on the boss nodes, you take your full Black Order in there, you burst down like a third or half of it, and then try to get out before Thanos and Maw are dead, and then you can go on and use them. Don't have to spend tons on healing them. I've definitely found that to help, especially if you team up with someone else or if you have 3 people run the middle. That can definitely help cut down so you don't have to use tons of health packs just trying to get through there.
Oh, and I guess, we should actually real quick to talk about the U7 teams. The new big thing that everyone's been pushing has been to do Dr. Octopus in the middle and put Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man next to him, and then 2 more other people to fill out the team. And that people who've been running the middle lane for U7-4 in my alliance, they have all been saying that is the new op team for the middle lane.
Oh, wow. So yeah. What is their octopus at, though?
Some of them have 100,000 Dr. Octopuses. I've got a 5 yellow, 4 red, level 65, 6665 octopus. Everyone in my alliance has said you should go ahead and T4 all of his abilities because they scale to his summons. And he's one of those characters you should take to 75 gear 14 right away.
Oh wow! Even at just 5 yellow and 4 red.
Yeah, and they're saying that, he's one of the candidates that you should be considering to buy the 5th red. And, you should never outbuy the red stars, then you have gold stars.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have the yellow stars, you should fill them in.
Well, that's the problem. You can't buy his 5th red star yet.
And a warning, a word of advice. Some people say one of the slots you should put in with him is Ultron, and apparently you should not do that, because when he summons people, they might slide in, because when Ultron summons people, they might slide into the slots and take the blocks and deflects and the speed ups away from Carnage and Symbiote.
Makes sense. I think I'm going to hold off on him for mine, since mine is smaller. Maybe once I can get him to that 5 red star, we'll see, because I'm full horde mode. So, I mean, I'm really excited about using him in war offense too. So maybe I'll slowly bring him up. We'll have to see.
Like, he's one of those right now. For me, he's a homeless character, so I am using him on offense on a hybrid team, and I use the symbiotes with Doc Ock and Baron Zemo, because I don't have the rest of the Hydra scrubs built up. So they're both homeless, and I was like, well, they're better on offense than they are on defense, and the symbiotes need 2 people. There you go, Doc Ock and Baron Zemo, and they're absolutely destroying Asgard. Like, we're talking 100,000 punch-ups back again, even in defense down rooms. So
noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have my T14 Vulture and 6 red star Rhino, and I have a Green Goblin up there, so I really just need to bring up Octopus and like Electro, and I'll have a pretty good offensive team. So I don't know, we'll see.
Are you sure you want to put Electro on that team and not Electra?
Electro, yes. Electro is trash. All right, next up, Ironside. Would you say it's important to try and pull good red stars for all new characters, even if the likeliness of unlocking them is far off in the future? In this case, I'm referring to Doc Ock. Now, this is going to depend on a few things. If you're going to spend and buy and get the characters up, then yeah, it's more important, because you won't be able to buy those red stars. So it was like a Blitz release. If you're going to buy them to 4 or 5 in the offers, then yeah, it's more important to pull the red stars. But if you're not going to do that, then at most you'll get them to 4. And then by the time you can finally promote them in the store, then you'll have enough if you really want to take them up. Now, in the legendaries, that's different, because you unlock them at 5. So it is more important on there, because they're not going to get added till their next run, if then. So it's more important on the legendaries to try to pull good red stars if you're not spending.
And I think in general, whenever a legendary comes around, even if you're not going to get them, you should open up red stars and try to get as high as you can, just because you will eventually get them. And when they have the increased drop rate, you definitely want to try to get at least 4, if not 5 or more.
Yes, absolutely. All right, next up from Mike. First, great to have you back podcasting. Thanks, sir. Based on the leaks for Anti-Venom, the symbiotes sound OP. Yes, they do. First thoughts on potential counters. Yeah, it looks like you're going to want to stun Anti-Venom. So maybe like a beefy aim team? I would think symbiotes are going to be more of like an offense team, like in war. So you don't really need counters as much to try to counter them.
Yeah, symbiotes are definitely, I think, more utilized if you put them on offense.
Yeah, so I don't know if we need counters. We'll have to see. I always like to wait until we have the full kits and all the full stats to before I really theory craft counters, just to see how they work together, because things might change depending on how some of the numbers come out. Next up, Bloodwalker, always with the important questions. Which Ravager fashion statement would you happily adopt? Yondu's mohawk, Stitcher's trench coat, or Boomer's monocle? Why not all 3? Now, I'd rock the trench coat. Definitely do that. And the monocle if I'm feeling spicy.
Wait, so you would rather do the trench coat?
Yes.
Oh, I know this question wasn't for me, but I would be mohawk all day. No questions asked. Mohawk. There you go.
Well, yeah, I guess because it's metal, so you don't really need upkeep. But to do like a real hair mohawk, that'd be too much upkeep for me and a pain in the butt. So.
Well, see, I already rock a mullet, so
Oh Lord.
the mohawk to me sounds enticing, my friend, and especially if you could have some slick redness going on. Woo! Fancy.
Business in the front, party in the back. Oh yeah.
Literally the story of my life.
Lord. All right. Next
I just realized that could have gone another way. I did not mean for it to go that way.
Well, we know what you meant.
Oh my gosh.
You can't lie.
My girlfriend just canceled me. Oh my gosh.
It's like we're breaking up immediately. Effective immediately, we're breaking up. You're dead to me.
Well, I don't know. She's got pretty low standards if she already puts up with me in the mullet,
You do have a point there.
Let's just go ahead and say she didn't go for the valedictorian. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. All right. Next up from Radio Core, what are your plans for 5 Red Stars Ultimus? What are you theory crafting for him? I was really excited to try him. I did take him to T14. I just could never make him work well enough in raids. He's just not. He needs a little more. I do love using him as a floater 5th in war, depending on what I need. Like if I need to punch up against a huge shield team, I put him in for Wolverine on my X-Men team, and he just obliterates the shield security when he has the 8 buffs on him. It's glorious. But yeah, and any other team that gets a tank with tons of buffs, he can just like completely crush them. He's real hit or miss.
Have you ever tried him against Cole?
Against Cole, I have not. What team were you thinking of that would take on a Black Order with him?
Oh, I mean, sometimes in war, you just want to get rid of one of the members so that they're not empowered. And
True.
I haven't beaten Dark Dimension for the second time. I'm halfway through it. So I don't have the benefit of or the luxury of having him at 5 red. So I still have him at level 1. But I was thinking you could definitely put together a team that tries to take out maybe Cole, with him.
Or maybe Thanos if he's not 7 red stars, since he has all those buffs. He's what, like 8, 9 buffs. But yeah, if he was 7 red star, he'd just like shrug it off like it was nothing. So I think you need a big enough team around him to really burst it down. You need someone else that could come in to help burst. Maybe if you had a really big Korath that could help put the taunt on him right away. I don't know. I'd have to try that out since I'm not a whale. I can't really have fun like that. I also like to throw him in as a 5th on Supernaturals since my Scarlet Witch is so low, since he has the Mystic thing going on him. So he does that. So that's fun. I just love using him as a floater. It's like, okay, I'll throw him in here, and it's worked more often than not. But yeah, he's not top tier, but he's still pretty fun. Definitely usable compared to having no red stars.
And did you find that having the red stars made a significant difference?
Yeah, especially on that ult, it just he deletes someone with tons of buffs. So he definitely needed that extra power. Hey, maybe once we get ISO 8, you can buff his defense up even more, or not defense, his offense up even more. Maybe he goes up a tier. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how ISO 8 plays out. I think there's a lot of potential there. I'm definitely slapping the damage on my Black Bolt. Keep him rolling. I'll be using him for a long time. And then finally, Ironside. Who would you say is the most underrated character in balanced PvP mode? I feel like a lot of people forget about the Hella-Vision combo, for example. Oh, that is true. I've never even run into that in PvP. I remember back in Arena, it could be nasty. So since you love PvP so much, what is your most underrated character?
Say an underrated character, like I think I already mentioned it, is Rhino. Depending on everything is going to be dependent on who they pick, but yeah. Rhino is one of those people who's always going to be there, and depending on who they have, when you have your last pick, he's going to be there. Another underrated character is actually Cole, because a lot of people just are taking in specific characters and can't get past his taunt.
Even Drax can surprise you if you didn't pick anyone that can remove a taunt. He can hold you off long enough to have your team burst down. So that could even surprise you if you're not prepared. Or even just something small like Shuri, just to get that defense up. It can throw a wrench in your plans. So yeah, there's still a lot of potential for counter picking.
If you want to go ahead and list most overrated balanced PvP, I'd say number 1 is Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she doesn't have the punch to
She
make
just
it worth
doesn't.
it.
And I have a 7 red Captain Marvel. So for me to open up with her ult and the person still standing there, I'm like, wait a minute, what? What just happened?
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, if you get Loki, then Captain Marvel, then she has the punch. That's going to delete someone.
Yeah, but then that's 2 of your 5 people. That's a lot just to, I understand it's a great combo. I'd rather do X23 and Hela. So
true. All right, that is going to do it for this first episode of Big Raw Awesome Podcast. Thank you all for joining us. Is there anything you wanted to say before we go?
No, this has been fun. I'm just glad that you finally got a guest on here who has a 7 red something,
All right. Nice. Well, now Pika had his 7 red Emma, so.
but she wasn't filled out, so there you go.
This is true.
My Wolverine.
This is true. Yeah,
my Wolverine.
You got a really good one.
He's sitting over there taunting Chewburger, going, "You sure you don't want to come back?"
Like, come on. Just still crazy that he never even promoted someone to 7. He's just like, no, if I can't pull a natural one, I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't blame him. But no, I would say I like the direction that the game's going. If it's going to do Sim Blitz and Sim for raids, I think that's a move in the right direction. And I think while PvP hasn't really been executed perfectly, I do appreciate what they're trying to do with the game and keep it fresh and try some new things. Whether or not they're working, they can always tweak it. So I'm still enjoying the game. I play the game when I'm commuting to work and from home from work. So I've loved the game. My spending has gone down, but I'm still spending on things that are good deals. So, and I enjoyed the game, and it's been a pleasure being a guest here with you. You've been, everything that I always knew you were, which is awesome. And I appreciate everything you've done for the community.
All right. Thanks, man. I like this guy. No, man, it was great having you on as a first guest. You made it easy. I didn't have to go find someone. They go find me, which says if you or anyone you know is awesome and you want to be a guest on the Big Raw Awesome Podcast, hit me up on Discord or on YouTube. And if our schedules match up, I'll try to get you on. So thanks for coming on for this first episode, Cottonmouth. If you'd like to support the show, once again, tell everyone you know, leave the 5-star review on Apple Podcasts when it's available. And then if you want to financially support the show, you can do the memberships on my YouTube channel, Big Roy Awesome. That is going to do it. Thanks for listening. Till next time, stay tuned and stay awesome. Wait for it. All right, now the show can really begin.
Sweet Jesus. Sweet baby, blue-eyed, blonde-haired Jesus. Oh my
yes,
God.
You've been waiting for me, haven't you? All right. Now the true fans are here. Let me see the dozens of questions we have for Deckard. What? Only one? Okay. I'll just say that people didn't know. So I'm going to blame Big Roy for this one. And my voice is changing. I don't even think I'm Deckard. I'm going to go into a British thing. All right. So the only true hero that had a question this month, I can't do it without cracking up, was Banana Man. Please find a way to say this on the cast in Deckard Bane's voice. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Give the people what they want, Big Roy. Deckard Bane.
That's right. Get my name right. Who's this Big Roy you're talking about?
How dare I, Bane? I apologize. Please don't blow up my football field.
That's right. Just don't let it happen again. You're like, oh man, Big Roy's lost his mind. I think she was the only one keeping him safe. All right, well, that's going to do it. I look forward to many more questions next week for Deckard Bane. And if you want me to do a custom, that was a little small taste of what you can get. If you join the membership and you can have a custom voiceover for me, Deckard Bane. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for listening. And until next time, stay tuned and stay awesome.